Hi guys, thought I would quickly go live and do a little nighttime video. I'm not really a morning person, and I was trying to do morning videos to uplift you guys, get a little morning meditation in, but it was putting more work into my day than I really wanted it to. So I find evenings I'm much more alive, and I did a live video with Stephanie McWilliams today, who is all about inspiring people to work on their businesses online, which is really cool. So I did that live video, which was really cool. So it was a new learning experience for me. But one of the things that we talked about today was you have to be in a good mood when you're selling things, and you want your vibration to be high. And I'm also on the radio tomorrow morning with the Beat 925, which is in Montreal, and I'm doing a talk. It's just 2 minutes, and it's usually around 7:35 my time is when it's aired, and I put the link onto my Facebook page. So just on my pinned post, you'll be able to see it there. So if you're up, then feel free to listen to that. But we're talking about positive manifestation. So it's interesting that my chat with her today was about keeping your vibration high, because it's like attracts like, and someone else rated my page today, and that's exactly what she said, was about that we felt connected because there was that like there. And so it's all about I've also done a recent video about being open, and when two people are open, that's when we have positive exchanges. So I think the message that I wanted to get across was raising your vibration, feeling open. And so we want to do things when we're at our best. And so for some reason, I feel like evenings work a lot better for me than mornings. And it's okay to really take charge of your life and acknowledge more about who you are, and rather than always going against the current, start working to your strengths and working to your abilities. So I just saw somebody popped online, but what I wanted to do was kind of just do a reading actually for tomorrow, so that I'm vibrating at a high frequency and I'm able to do a great reading for you guys. But you also can watch it tonight for tomorrow, and then whoever wakes up early can also check that out. So it's just going to be a little bit more directed towards tomorrow's energy, and I thought if anybody popped on tonight that we could help you with also anything that you wanted answers to, and just kind of tune into what's happening tonight. So just in general, I wanted to talk about some of those things. So it's funny, I kind of took a little break on my live videos, and now I'm realizing that they're actually lots of fun, and it's great interaction. And as some of you guys may know, I started a group, a healing group with Robin's Healing. So that's also a great opportunity where it's actually not about me. So my Facebook page is about me. It's about you guys too, but it's really an opportunity for me to showcase what I do and interact with you guys, and just kind of talk more about what I'm able to offer. But on the healing group, it's all about a chance for you guys to connect and you guys to interact. So I'll probably be doing a live video on there. So if anybody wants to interact and get to know each other, you can do that as well, because we all have gifts and we all have talents, and we really need to kind of showcase those things. And if it's related to healing, that's a great opportunity to discuss it. But there are so many different aspects to healing. It's unbelievable. So I just feel like we can't limit ourselves in saying well, I don't do Reiki or I don't do reflexology, because we're all capable of having an experience in relation to healing. So you don't have to be the healer. You could be talking about your experiences of some of the healing from any trauma that you've experienced, or it could be that you had an experience that day and you were able to help someone. So just make it a channel for people to talk openly. That's the main thing. So feeling a little not grounded right now. So it's interesting. People don't always have to be watching for the people to be watching after this. So I think animal therapy is coming up, but I also have animal oracle cards. So I've been really drawn into that. And some of you may know that I'm studying photography right now, and I'm really into wildlife and nature, always have been. And so it's interesting if I can tie the two in together and incorporate more of the things that I love to do. So animal therapy is really important. Some of you may know I have animals, and they usually greet you at the door. They're a part of the healing. But if you have animals, enter into the animal, into the animal's environment tomorrow. Or also this could be connected to tonight, but the main focus is going to be specifically for tomorrow. If you're able to enter an animal's environment or enter their territory, rather than saying, "Oh, here, kitty, come here," you go to it and really start working around that type of energy, because I think you'll find that you'll get more healing from the animals when you go to them rather than them coming to you. So start treating animals a little bit like you would humans, because they have really powerful healing abilities. Same with children. Children tend to, well, unless you don't like children, similar to not liking animals, but they have a natural tendency to bring out a youthful side to us. So when we work with animals, they can really help people who have experienced trauma and things like that. So there's so much to it, but there are messages in working with animals as well. So when we see a certain animal, that may trigger a message for us. So if you see an eagle all the time, eagles can have a lot of inspiration. They're very intelligent, and they can give us a message of courage as well. So I have had eagles since I've moved to the Moncton area. It sounds weird, but they've been following me. So I've noticed that they're flying over my head whenever I go to certain spiritual practices or courses. It's only with certain teachers as well, but I find that they're life experiencing courses or life experiencing talks, inspirational places that I'm going to and meeting people and having really special moments. So when I still need to look up the eagle, but know that when you're seeing these animals that they're sending you messages. So just pay close attention. Even if you don't believe in that, just do yourself a favor and look up the animal symbolism, because this is an old native culture practice, and chances are if you're watching this video, you're still a little bit intrigued about culture and all the historical really neat practices that have been around for years. And Reiki is a Japanese culture, so it's all about incorporating little different traditions and cultures as to how people used to live, and then we're kind of pulling some of those energies back into our lives, which is so cool, because I think we can't always rely on I don't want to say the medical system, but it's things that resonate with us in terms of our spirit, anything that is uplifting or helpful for us. So that's what this is all about, is getting little inspiring messages to help you along your journey. And don't knock it till you try it. So I want to work with the animals more, but I felt like still pulling out my tarot cards. So Knight of Earth, someone has some shallow breathing. So really work on your breathing if you're working, or if you're watching. Oh, working's coming up. Okay, so when you're working tomorrow or even tonight, really work on your breathing, okay? So sometimes there are these practices that you can do, which is take your pinky finger, don't stick it up your nose. You can do that by clearing your nose, but the main point of that is to breathe in with one nostril, the open one, and then switch. I think a lot of people are sick right now, so that may be a challenge, but this is balancing our yin and yang energies. So in meditation or yoga practice, you could do this, meaning right and left side of the brain. Just some people may need Kleenex. So posture is another thing. I guess I'm being guided into this because this is probably what I would be doing in the morning. Dropping the shoulders. Sometimes we just need to sigh. Lifting the shoulders. So if you want to really let that out of the mouth and just acknowledge how you're breathing. Is it easy for you to breathe? Is it easy for you to drop your shoulders? Straightening the back or the spine? Are you sore anywhere? So just quieting the mind as well. So this is about an energy practice, but also an energy release. So surrounding yourself by thoughts and feelings that are positive are really important. Everybody's journey in spiritual practice is different. So we can't, especially when we're doing these readings and stuff, we can't really just pinpoint everything to the one person. So keep in mind, I'm just doing my best here. So we can't always follow exactly what I'm doing, but this is just a guideline to get you started, okay? So whenever you feel a pull or a shift in your body, just acknowledge where that is. We don't need to know why, but just resorting back to straightening the spine, okay? So another thing that I've been teaching and practicing is when we lean forward, it can often signify that we're feeling drawn to something, okay? So I'm feeling drawn back into the cards because I feel like people are interested in that. So if you're looking for a yes, sometimes you can just distinguish between a yes and a no through yes is my body falling forward, no is falling back. Or just acknowledge that sometimes we're like a magnet and we're drawn into things, okay? So know that you're drawn into things for a reason. I feel like talking more about the positive manifestation stuff as well, but just if you're able to watch or listen to the radio, they're a little bit slow on getting me some of the audios back, so just if you can catch it, that's great, but that's probably why I like talking about it, because it's all about manifesting happiness through feeling happy. So the way to really attract love is by feeling loved, and so it's like a little bit of a cliche because it's like what we already know, but sometimes we need a reminder that it's actually feelings that we're trying to attract. So that's a hard one because we always want like a boyfriend, or we want the car, we want the job and all that stuff, but there are so many things that are going on within that we really need to focus on. And some people get a little bit frustrated that things aren't working out in the time frame that they want, but it's really about acknowledging that when we put things out to the universe, we have to just trust that that's going to happen, and through practice that will come into effect, okay? Another thing is just clearing any blocks that are going on. So that's why I do Reiki. That's why I'm doing Theta healing as well, because Theta healing is all about letting go of any limiting beliefs that you have. And so when we're manifesting, we really want to let go of anything that's stopping us from living our life the way that we actually want to be living it. So, and through meditation practices, we can clear our minds and come up with like clear ideas on the feelings that we want. As well, when we do guided meditations, we can really allow our minds to start visualizing positive feelings and positive things so that we feel like those things have already happened, so we can actually start attracting those things. So just keep that in mind. That's what I'm going to be talking about. 9 of water. So again, focusing on tomorrow. Stay in this zone, guys, because it's probably the morning for you. I keep saying that, but if you watch this tonight, maybe watch this tomorrow as well. So just acknowledging that we want to draw a line from the top of our head all the way down, going back to yin and yang energies, right and left side, where we want to feel balanced. So working on your life path is also very important. That's coming up. So finding a new direction if things aren't working out for you. Not sure why all this stuff is going off, but if you have tendencies to become anxious, or you have tendencies to worry, you may need to work on aligning your intuition back into all your other chakras, back into yourself. So we can do that by ourselves, but it sure helps when somebody else does it for us. and then explains to us why we're out of line. Okay, so it's similar Reiki healing. That's why I'm talking about it, because that's kind of what Reiki healing is, which I now do through distance. Hi, Robin. I was actually just talking about aligning your third eye, so it's kind of funny that you were drawn into that right now. So I was just saying it's kind of like going to the chiropractor when you have like a Reiki healing session, because your body's trying to line itself back up, but it's actually your chakras. So understanding why this is happening is really important. So it may seem like common sense, but for some people, they really don't understand the whole chakra systems very well, or they're not really in tune with their body, or they're just new to spiritual practices, or perhaps they weren't able to heal because of their circumstances, so now they're ready to heal. So when we're ready to heal, it's really important that we clear any blocks that we have around the intuition. So Robin, maybe you can actually comment on if you feel like you have any blocks or anything that stops you from using your intuition, if it's because you don't understand intuition enough. Because I think people are vocalizing is coming up a lot, like vocalizing what people are feeling through their intuition can be a challenge. So I've always been pretty vocal, except for at a young age when I was shy, but it was really scary for me to start trusting that my third eye wasn't leading me down the wrong path. So a big thing is the heart, right? So that's also probably why I brought that up, Robin, is because we're healing the heart chakra just as important as we are clearing anything that's going on around the third eye. Because when we've been hurt, or we've been hard done by, or whether it's friendship or finances, anything that's really affected the heart, it may just be a little bit dusty. So if it's an ex relationship, something like that. And all that needs is also a little bit of dusting, okay? So when I say dusting, it's like we're giving it a little feather dust and we're just kind of letting that energy go. So when we do our Reiki healing, we actually have the ability to do clearing for other people. So it's like a form of energy healing, that energy becomes extra charged in our hands. And we do this through a Reiki master, and it's a practice that gets passed down from one to the next. And it's almost like this little ceremony that's really beautiful that you do through the exchange of energy. And don't ask me how or why this stuff works. I have no idea. I'm not like a metaphysical scientist, we'll call it, but something inside of me just knows that it's beneficial through my intuition and through practice and through my experiences of how things have helped me and through my own clearing and through other people's clearing. So until you're ready to do something, you're just not going to. If you don't want to believe in something, you won't. If you don't trust your intuition now, then who's to say you're going to tomorrow? But the more help we can get with this, the better it is. Hi, Tracy. So feel free to ask any questions or just comment on what I'm talking about. I was saying I'm kind of doing this for tomorrow, so it's like a combination of morning stuff, but it's also a little bit of a here and now thing. So hi, Tracy. So I'm actually talking about the third eye a little bit, and I just feel guided into explaining some things according to what's kind of coming up in my cards. So if you guys have a question about cards or anything like that, or just want to comment on what I'm talking about. So, so Robin or Tracy, for you guys, but more specifically Robin, being clairvoyant can be quite a challenge, because we can see all we want to see and we can feel all we want to feel. But if we don't express those feelings and express those thoughts, they get trapped within us. And so instead of communicating what's going on in our third eye, because we know that we need to express through our throat, if we don't get that out, there's this form of suppression or even depression that can happen. And the word pression is that it's being pressed back in rather than like ejected out, okay? So if we don't eject, we feel like a reject. No, I'm just kidding. It's a form of rejecting ourselves, okay? So we can't worry about what other people think. And I think that's the battle for a lot of people, is that we think that we're going to be judged. So I know that I'm judged, and I'm okay with being judged, but that's because I've started doing a lot of self-work, and it's taken me a long while, and I'm constantly clearing things, but taking things personal is like a big, huge step in your journey when you start practicing how to use your intuition. So we don't have to be clairvoyant, but we all have intuition. And so just learning the basic concepts around intuition and how intuition works will be very helpful, okay? So if anybody has questions, you just feel free to ask. But the number 4 is really coming up. So if the number 4 means anything to you, feel free to let me know. But resting is a big one. Success is another one. And then relaxation. So there could be, and I'm kind of struggling with my breathing, so I was also earlier talking about just acknowledging our breath when we're working as well. It's really important. And going back to Robin, I think we were talking a little bit about the heart as well. When we have anything going on with the heart, we really struggle with the intuition. Okay, so another thing I was talking about, positive manifestation, is clearing any blocks that we have. So those blocks could be that we still have some pain going on within our hearts. Hi, Brittany. Great on you on the deeper self-work, so important. Thank you for commenting. It's so funny that you popped up on here because I did watch your video today, and I just did a little split screen with someone that is into teaching people about business. So I was really drawn into your stuff because I really love it. So if you're ever interested in doing a little video with me, that would be awesome. But I'm just really loving that you're empowering people. But a big thing for me too would also be like empowering maybe women that they don't feel like they have the confidence to really start up like new projects in their lives. And it could be like getting more like motivated and just becoming a self-starter, and maybe a little bit on like how you got on your path as well. So I think everybody could use a little bit of motivation and inspiration, especially at this time of year, and especially when it comes to finances. I think we live in a big state of fear when it comes to finance, because it's like people don't want to invest in other entrepreneurs because they feel like, well, I don't have enough. So we really have to work on spreading that out as well. But thank you for appreciating my self-work. So self-worth is also coming up, guys. So just acknowledging, going back to the heart chakra, that we ultimately have to love ourselves. So it could be related to somebody that's hurt us, or it could be past, like something that's happened in the past. But regardless, at the end of the day, no matter who's hurt you or no matter what's happened, you're the one that has to live in your body through your experiences. So holding on to that, and maybe you need to forgive people or you need to forgive yourself, but you have to have enough self-worth to start allowing the good to come back into your life. I would love to do a video with you. Let's chat about that. I think there could be a really interesting collaboration for us. You're awesome. Keep up the great work. Oh, thank you. So even just like passing along kind words like that, just, it's so like amazing. And going back into intuition as well, like timing is everything. So when we acknowledge that the universe does kind of create these, well, limitations for us, but there's also these like unlimited things that we can do. So when I say that there's limitations in terms of the universe, it's because we create those limitations through our energy. So if we feel fearful, if we're scared, then guess what's going to happen? The universe is going to be like, no, I'm not giving this to you because you're too scared. When we're constantly being thrown opportunities, but we're just like, our ego is always going to tell us no, right? So also learning a little bit more about how like our logical selves work versus our intuition, because logical self is always going to say you don't have enough. You need to be really smart with your money. And then intuition side is going to say, buy this and buy that, because that's what's going to create opportunity, and you have to trust, and that's all about abundance, right? So again, just learning about the differentiation between that and not being afraid to start new things. Okay, so time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments and guardian angel. So some of this stuff is talking about angels, but it absolutely doesn't matter what your belief system is. I'm just kind of using this as like a little cue card, we'll call it. So when we think about green, we think about health, and we also think about fertility. So new beginnings, what you're trying to manifest. So a big thing for you guys, what I would suggest right now is coming up with conclusions. So solutions, yes, but conclusions. What am I closing the door on? What am I finalizing? Because you have to be really firm with that stuff, okay? It's okay to be a little wishy-washy sometimes with yourself because we're trying to figure things out. But if you always feel like you're having that internal battle with yourself, like if you're struggling with addiction or you're struggling with self-love, eventually you get to the point where it's like, you need to win. You need to be most important, right? So don't let that logical self control you, because it's taking away like your happiness and your joy. And if you don't know what your inner child is, I highly recommend looking up the inner child, because it's like this awesome person that's inside of you that's just dying to come out. And sometimes we feel like socially we're held back because of the judgment, right? So my intuition is scared shitless. I love that. Okay, so yeah, it's just like having like fear-based, a fear-based mindset is just like not what we want right now, and we really want to focus on manifesting what we do want. So it's funny that I said that, talking about timing. Mick Christie came in, and I know that we had a session today, and fear was a big thing. So hi. So I think a big thing for you guys would be like our nervous system. So a big thing is just like calm that nervous system down in any way, shape, or form that you can. So I was kind of trying to get into a meditative state. So I'm going to go back into that because I feel like details are really important to you guys, which is great. But at the same time, we have to just trust that the details will come to us when the details need to come. Okay, so that's learning how to just relax, chill out, and then open up the third eye and allow the intuition to guide you. Because if you're thinking too much, chances are you're fixating. So there's a difference between being a creative person and celebrating life. It's like, well, let's do this, let's do that. That's enthusiasm. That's just like intuitive ideas constantly coming in. And then you kind of just start acting on them. But it's like, oh, we should do this. And it's like, nah, not really sure. Oh, we should do this. No, I don't really want to do that. It's just this kind of like sluggish energy. So if you have something that comes to mind, jump on board with those ideas and try to take initiative and try to take action on them right away, because they're there for a reason. But if we don't focus on the timing of it, then it can be kind of like in the past a little bit, like it's not a good idea anymore. So we have to take advantage of opportunities when they're coming at us. And I'm thinking of so many funny things right now, and I'm just holding back. And again, going back to like judgment and holding back, because it's finding that balance, right? It's like we think about what other people are thinking, and so that's why we need others, right? We need other people to heal us. So through laughter, through comments, through working with others. Like I did a free session for Mick Christie today because I enjoy the exchange. It's positive for me as well. So just acknowledging that we need other people, right? So it's what helps us get through our day. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Other than that, we'll just go on to plans that need revision, 7 of air. More going on than meets the eye, poor timing. So anything that's happened in your day, I just want you to acknowledge that it's not important, okay? So this is for tonight. So if anybody or everybody wants to just take a little deep breath, going back into your childhood may be important for some people. I remember the Play-Doh. Well, everybody remembers Play-Doh, but I acknowledge that I am a unicorn. That is awesome. See, there you go. I was thinking of, it's this flower maker that you use, Play-Doh. You put Play-Doh in the little plastic thing, and then you push down on it, and it makes flowers. And it was called like Fantastic Flowers Made by Me. And you could put all different colors in. And when I closed my eyes, that's what I saw. So I feel like just being silly is really important, and just acknowledging that you can be a part of your own healing process and your own healing journey. So if you do decide that you want to reach out to other healers and try to work on yourself for whatever reason, a big thing is like acknowledge why you're doing it, commit to it, and understand how it's happening. Okay, so a big thing is like, people think that there's magic happening, and it's like, no, you could do this as well. So it's not about people being any better than you or that they have special abilities or talents, as much as it is that people are just show interest in the process of how and why things are happening. Okay, so join that train. It's really important. I've been thinking about death all night. Oh God. Yeah. So children energy, child energy, very important. If you want me to post on my Facebook what the inner child is, I will. It's just this piece of ourselves that likes to come out. It's like our, you know how some people have like an alter ego? There's like another person that comes out, like maybe when they're drinking or whatever. Well, we also have an inner child that likes to come out, and that's like a very innocent, playful person that we need to constantly feed in adulthood. And that's why it's so important that we do creative things. I remember the one where you'd squish the Play-Doh through those dolls and they'd grow Play-Doh hair. I remember those too. I didn't have one of those. I had the flowers, but I would have loved the hair one. I think I just always made mush with my friend's one for the hair, because yeah, I think I had a desire to mush the hair. I was just remembering going down to my cousin's, and we'd make forts and watch Miss Doubtfire. I loved Miss Doubtfire, and I was thinking it was the best idea I've had all day. See, there you go. And yeah, it's that we're even as a fort, like we're hiding from, even as a child, we're still aware of like reality, but we don't really want to be a part of it. We know we don't really have to be a part of it, but we're kind of like, ooh, those adults must really suck to be an adult. So even then we're building our forts to hide from what we know is eventually going to become our reality. So we just need to also be around children as much as we can, so we can get back into that state. And I think that's ultimately why people have children too, because it brings out a different side to who they are in adulthood. It can bring out really nice sides to people that they didn't even know that they had. So there are even really selfish people out there that don't want kids that have them and make amazing parents. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Can you post about how to get in touch with your inner child? Mine's hiding. Ha. Yeah, sometimes we do just push it away because we feel like we're not allowed to be, and that goes back to some social things like I was talking about earlier as well. So we have to get out of the social issues that are also going on. We have to build our forts and hide from the social issues that are happening as well. And some people are like, oh, you're isolating. It's like, yeah, I'm allowed to because it's really fun having fun. So I was thinking about like doing a meditation for anybody that wants to join and go to the beach. I thought about having like poetry night or like writing night. So all for free. So just where we can like get together and just be creative or go to a creative place. Could be paint night, something like that. So Fuzzy Pumper. I don't remember that one, but that is just a funny name in general. My inner child is playing hide and seek. So it comes in and out. Is that what you're saying? That sounded dirty. I've never grown up, so I am my inner child. That's awesome, Robin. And I feel that way about you, even just like the color of your hair, your lipstick. So even if you want to talk colors and stuff, I think that playing with colors is amazing. So putting colors on our walls, wearing bright colors, as I'm wearing black. But one thing I am wearing is a snowman on my shirt. And I feel like I'm in a like when I was a kid, I used to love 90s, like long 90s without pants on, and just I felt so free. And then for some reason in my adulthood, I started wearing pants, maybe because I feel like I have to. But that's another story. I wish you lived in Halifax, would so be down for that. Well, that was bad timing too, because I'm like, what, not wearing pants together? That'd be amazing. I would love hanging out with you all. Yeah. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. Well, sorry, Brittany, but you're just going to have to come up here. Or you could create something like that yourself. And then when I do come down, I could join you in your leadership. But you never know. I'm also open to Halifax stuff because lately I've been feeling guided to going back and yeah, doing like a day retreat or anything like that. I do feel like still organizing things at home because there are lots of people that could also benefit from it. And like I said, I get just as much out of it. So I will definitely make you a part of that. Hiding and I'm still seeking. Tracy, that is totally okay. The fact that you acknowledge that is the biggest thing. So when I was talking about manifesting earlier, the biggest thing is that we acknowledge that our thoughts are powerful. And when we realize, have these conversations, it just triggers awareness for us. And it's all about becoming aware, right? We can't be perfect. We just need to be aware that it's okay to not be perfect. And I know that's a big thing for Tracy. The beach outing crab night. Oh, okay. I knew it. I knew what you meant. Awesome. So thank you for the interaction because I felt like I needed to be silly as well. So I'll pull out one animal oracle card and then that'll be it. I was trying to do some stuff more directed towards tomorrow, but it looks like this is just exactly what we needed. So fire dragon. Ooh. So going back into breathing, really important, but it's going to be like, I really feel like when it comes to the breathing, that we're acknowledging which breathing we're doing. And that sounds weird, but when I was talking about yin and yang energies, right side, left side of the brain, logic versus intuition, acknowledge when you breathe, how you feel. So you can do it now if you want. So acknowledge any feelings that come to you. So I felt frustration, and it could be because I have to pee. And so what I'm connecting to when I was breathing is a feeling. So my logical self may say, you can't go pee. And then my intuition will say, you have to pee. And then that triggers something in me like, well, I gotta go. But the key thing with this is that I'm communicating my feelings. So if you can breathe, close your eyes, acknowledge a feeling, and then you're able to identify with it, whether it is through writing, whether it is through self-expression in some form, that's how you get back into that intuition. That's how you get into your inner child. That's how you get into creativity. That's where we find our dream state. That's how we become conscious and aware. Okay, so keep in mind that when you do that exercise and something tells you you can't, that's the fight that you're having, and that is a heart. That's an issue in the heart, and you're having a battle with yourself, and that's like with self-worth and that sort of thing. Yeah, so, and then I have a support group saying, you can go pee. Imagine if I just kept telling myself no, right? We can't live in that state, so I'm gonna take off and go pee. I appreciate everybody commenting because that really brightens up my day. So I hope you guys all have an awesome night, and if you're Stormstead tomorrow, that might be an awesome day for everybody to do something that they really want to do. So hope you guys have an awesome night. Bye.